In order to unlock the big biller that sits within inside you, it's about a key element of that is regarding limiting beliefs and removing those. Here's a session that looks at what are your limiting beliefs that you previously eradicated, what are the ones that you need to still continue to work on. Right, so first thing I want to talk about today is unlocking the big biller in you by cracking the limiting belief side. So we spend a lot of time in sessions outside of this working on your scripts, working on your communication, working with Steve on your ability to be able to engage in active listening and secondary depth questioning. And then we work a lot with the other Steve, the seventh wave, on the mindset side of things, and that's going to bridge into the limiting belief element. So the element I want to cover today is looking at limiting beliefs, right? We've all got limiting beliefs. We've all got certain things that we're perceived to have and have X, Y, and Z. There's all sorts of limiting beliefs already constrained in you. That, for example, one of them when you're a kid is don't talk to strangers. Well, you'd be shit at sales if you only spoke to your network and your connections, unless you went to an Ivy League school. Just still don't know what that is. But those kind of limiting beliefs. So one of the limiting beliefs that bestowed on you is it's unlikely, based on law of averages, that you will ever earn more than your parents earn. Because as soon as you start earning more than them, they might begin to make you feel bad because you earn more than them, and they might be able to make you feel bad. I'm not saying they will, I'm just saying that is also a statistic that exists. What I want you to think about today is what are your limiting beliefs? What do you believe limit your progression? So I'll give you some of mine that previously that I had. One was I felt like a bit of a fraud because I was running an organisation, a recruitment business, hiring people with degrees. I didn't have a degree myself. I recruited in a market where people had incredibly high intellect, high degree perspectives, went to Harvard, went to X, Y, and Z, and I was like, I wonder if I can actually make this. And that was a comment that somebody said to me, and it was a guy that, ironically, a guy called John Wood, who runs a recruitment business, and he kind of cracked a little bit for me. He was like, you keep going on about this. And I didn't even realise I had it until he said, you keep going on about this, it makes no difference. So there's a limiting belief, certainly for you. So what I'd like you to do is make a list of your limiting beliefs, writing down ones that maybe you are aware of, that you've accomplished and overcome, and then a secondary list of things that you are aware of but you haven't yet overcome. So one side is going to be the limiting beliefs you previously overcome. I've just shared two. And the other side is going to be the limiting beliefs that you have not yet overcome and still sit with you. So it could be professional, it could be personal. One of them could be, so we'll take some inspiration from other people. Tyson Fury always comes out and says that he can't have a six-pack. Tyson Fury can have a six-pack. He just needs to change his diet, I would guess. Everybody has a six-pack, it's just whether you can see it or not. So think about work, think about your billing level that you want to achieve, think about your personal things, like going to the gym, and what's the barrier around that with regards to eating, being healthy. Oh, I will never be that person. Oh, I'll never be this. Oh, I'll never be healthy. Oh, I'll always have, if you want to use Jack's analogy, bad knees. I'll always have bad knees. I was born with bad knees, and I'll be forever condemned to having bad knees. So it might be that some of these actually have an element of truth. It might be that you will have bad knees, but because everyone in your family's had them. But what can you do about fixing them, rather than I've got bad knees? I can't do X because I've got bad knees. Another good example, David Goggins, his cartilage does not exist in his knees. Yet that guy's running ultramarathons and doing all sorts of crazy shit, and he's been told that he's run out of cartilage. So when he runs, it hurts.
If you have something that you've not yet achieved, but you kind of know what you need to do to get there, does that count as overcome or not overcome?
That's when you say it's not achieving the goal, it's about achieving the limiting belief. The limiting belief is no one will ever want to speak to me on the phone. The limiting belief would be everyone in my market is predominantly white male, I'm not white male, and therefore nobody will want to speak to me, nobody will want to engage with me. You know, going a little bit deep there, but that is where things, literally genuine limiting beliefs, become a part of something. And it's, you don't have to achieve the goal, but you have to have eliminated that overcome one limiting belief. So one limiting belief could be that I cannot get up before 5 a.m. Right? If your house was on fire, you can get up. You can get up before 5 a.m. If you're going for a flight and the flight leaves at 6, you're up before 5 a.m. Right? So once we've got these collective limiting beliefs, I want you to spend some time reflecting on the ones that you have achieved, and then I want you to spend further time reflecting on the ones that you haven't achieved, and that's what we're going to go through now.